Welcome everybody to the Ponycast. It's the show that we do, and we're doing it. Here we are. We're ready to talk about a My Little Pony episode, and today's episode, they're camping. They went camping.
It's, episode 16 of season something. Camping once again, and it's the sisters, they're camping.
Yeah, this was sort of a pseudo-sequel to that season 3 episode from a million years ago.
Yeah, they mentioned the fact that they went camping.
Yeah,
immediately.
they mentioned that
It's like,
episode.
hey guys, remember that? It was the story consists of like there's these actually like seriously terrifying creatures called flyders.
Oh yeah, they were horrific.
Spiders that are flying, and they fuck up the campsite, and they all have to climb into a cave and tell legends, I guess, not ghost stories or anything. They just tell stories around the campfire, and that's it. There's no like moral. There's no. I looked through each one of them, like trying to figure out if there was a moral behind it or whether it had anything to do with anything else in the episode. But really, it was just the three sisters were telling stories to keep the young ones entertained, and it worked. And then they enjoyed themselves.
Yeah, it was, the stories weren't that good.
It was weird because, like, none of them, they had nothing to do with anything. They were just like, hey, let's just throw some potential pony, like, this is like pony lore that didn't make the cut, I guess.
Yeah, it's
let's
almost
just throw
like
that out there.
It's like they're almost gearing up for some, like, Avengers thing, where they, like, where, like, the season finale is gonna be a bunch of, like, famous old ponies or some dumb shit.
I fucking really liked Mistmane, though. Like, that whole thing was really cool.
Yeah.
With the Asian culture and the ponies and and the cool battle and the evil lady with the dress. It's like, yeah. Like, imagine being, like, a kid in Japan and seeing, like, oh wow, Asian stuff in my Little Pony show that I watch. That'd be cool. My Little Pony's cool. I enjoyed that.
It sure is. These latest batches of episodes I haven't been feeling that much, because we watched 3, because we decided to just, like, watch a bunch of episodes and try to knock out a couple podcasts. And, so, like, I watched, like, all 3 of them, and then I was away for a week, and then, you know, I come back, and I was like, oh, crap, I better watch them again. And then, like, I fucked it up again, so then it's like, I've seen these episodes now a bunch of times, and each time it feels like the episodes are 90 minutes long. Yeah,
they're not that great. I mean, this one specifically is kind of, like, completely mindless, aimless sort of thing, because you think that it's going somewhere, but really it's all just, like, in the moment, like, oh, Scootaloo's scared, Rainbow Dash tells a story and it kinda calms her down. Sweetie Belle is fine. Apple Bloom is fine. Applejack and Rarity are fine. They're just telling stories because there's spooky monsters outside. I guess we could talk about the stories individually.
Yeah,
the first one
with Mistmane. Was Mistmane the first one, or was that the second?
That was the second one. The first one was with the Viking guy.
Oh, okay, the Viking guy.
Rockhoof.
The one with the guy shoveling. This was the one that I was like, this is the dumbest story. This is terrible.
It's terrible. I don't know why Apple Bloom likes it so much.
Like, the story is that there was a volcano, and it was going to explode, and everyone was going to die, and this guy said, let's dig a trench around the thing so the lava goes. And so he digs the trench, but he's too weak, but he tries to dig it anyways, and then
for no reason
he magically gets strong.
Yeah.
And that's it. That's the whole story.
It's the episode of Avatar: The Last Airbender. I guess it's a famous myth of some kind. Like, there's a volcano coming to destroy the thing, but the guy builds a trench and everyone loves him. But in this, he's just sort of like, he's picked on because he's small, but he has fierce determination. So he digs a trench trying to save people's lives, but nobody helps him. So he just is swole now, and he does it.
Yeah, like, there wasn't a reason why he got strong. There wasn't, like, a moral to it or anything. He just, as he was digging, he hit, like, a magic patch of dirt.
Yep.
And he just got strong.
I mean, I think They mentioned that it's my favorite legend or whatever, so it's like it's not supposed to have a moral, but generally legends are like, they're mythical figures that are like, you should try to be like this person, but you can't try to be like Rockhoof. He didn't dig the trench because he was determined. He just got swole out of nowhere. It's a kind of weird thing.
It would be one thing if, like, he had been digging the trench for, like, months and been digging it for so long that he slowly got swole and became the best guy ever. But no, it was like one day.
Yeah. I had this idea, though, that, like, the reason it doesn't have a moral is because the My Little Pony world is filled with real-life morals every single day. So as, like, the way they tell stories is escapism from their moral life, the moral learning lifestyle of real life. And they escape by telling stories about random shit that doesn't make any sense. Just like, sometimes you can get swole out of nowhere. You can't teach that, you can't learn that. Isn't that fun?
Maybe he hit a patch of steroids in the dirt. Or something. Maybe the moral was just do steroids.
Just find some steroids in the dirt. Hopefully you'll get them in time for the volcano to not kill you.
He started digging up protein powder, and there you go. That's the real moral: is just get swole, and then you're just better than people.
Yep.
So that was the first story that Apple Bloom loves for some reason, and then the second one was the Mistmane story.
Yeah. And Mistmane was like, she's a regular old Twilight Sparkle, really gifted with magic, and she goes to Magic Academy, and then she comes back, and the person who was jealous of everyone liking her took over and was like, I'm gonna steal all the beautiful stuff. And Mistmane was like, no, you bitch, don't do that. And then they had a cool anime battle. And then she did a really cool thing. She gave up her beauty to give beauty back to everyone else, which is really nice.
That one actually sort of had a moral and a point. Rarity is the only one who knows how to tell a story, apparently, in the group.
Yeah, Rarity has better taste in legends. I want Mistmane to come back as like, oh, it's Daring Do. It just so happens that Mistmane is real.
Yeah, oh god, there's a Daring Do episode we watched too, wasn't there?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was really nice, because the friend was jealous, but her jealousy made her hideous, but Mistmane is so forgiving and nice that she's like, hey, I'm beautiful, but I don't give a shit, because it's fucking, it's on the inside, or whatever, and then she did the thing, and it was nice.
Yeah.
And then the last story, I didn't even pay attention to.
Oh yeah,
it's Rainbow Dash.
Rainbow Dash,
bullshit.
well, it's not even that. It's just sort of like a character that Rainbow Dash was inspired by in some way. It's like, oh yeah, if you yell at dragons and then survive, you can save your comrades. You got to be brave and crazy. Cool, I guess. It's something about that story was just so like overplayed through Rainbow Dash episodes that I didn't even feel anything. It's just like, yes, Pegasus is reckless and wins. Cool. The dragons looked kind of dumb.
The dragons always look... I mean, in the first season, that first dragon episode where they go up the mountain and Fluttershy is afraid of it, that dragon looked cool and normal and like a dragon. But since then, the dragons have just gotten cartoonier and stupider looking with each season, it feels like.
Yeah, it's like they've tried to make them more colorful and silly and less threatening in a, like, maybe an attempt to sell more toys, but I don't think people sell the dragon toys. I think it's just Spike. Yeah. So they've made it less intimidating for no real reason.
I guess it started in whatever episode it was where they first showed, like, the dragon homeworld and Spike went there or whatever, because then they had to start designing different types of dragons to make them all look unique or have a personality reflected in how they look. So, of course, there's like a fat dragon and like a stupid-looking dragon, but it just makes them as a whole look cheaper and lazier and more retarded and less scary. Everyone in Equestria talks like they're afraid of dragons, but then you see them and they're not scary at all. They look like big goofballs, and they always get their ass kicked. So why is everyone afraid of dragons?
They don't even have, like, cool color designs. Like, the ones in this episode were sort of like a teal, a dark teal and a lightish brown or something. Where's the black and red dragon? Where's fucking Calamite?
Yeah.
Because, like, the first dragon you see was, like, actually intimidating as a like, that's the point. And then it turns out that Fluttershy can overpower, and it's like, oh, Fluttershy can overpower such a hideous, dangerous, scary creature. But now, so many of the big dragons are just sort of like, they got a weird, funny, fat chin and stupid horns. Doesn't work.
That was gay. And what also pissed me off was after Rainbow Dash told her story, she was talking about the guy in the story. I don't even remember what his name was.
Flash Magnus or something.
Flash Magnus. She was talking about him. She's like, yeah, that Flash boy, he's just like me. He reminds me a lot of me, a real hero. And then everyone laughed at her. Everyone started laughing at Rainbow Dash like she's an idiot. Like, haha, you're not a hero like the character in your story. Like, what? Rainbow Dash is more of a hero than the character in that story. You shouldn't be she's done just as much amazing things as anyone in this cave. She's saved the world 1,000,000 times.
I don't think... I saw the laughter as like, oh, Rainbow Dash, you're so boastful. Like, just stop talking about how awesome you are, Rainbow Dash. I guess that's what I thought it was. But I guess there is an element of that to it. Like, he's a hero, you're not a hero. Yeah. I didn't see it like that, though. And,
like, it's not like Applejack and Rarity are not also boastful. Like, all they talk about is Rarity's like, oh, I love nice things, and I'm pretty, and I'm sophisticated, and Applejack is just over here like, ain't nobody works harder than me, and I'm the honest pony all the time.
I didn't learn anything.
Yeah, exactly. She doesn't even learn lessons. She's so boastful. But as soon as Rainbow Dash says, you know, I think a little highly of myself. Am I allowed to think highly? Am I allowed to be proud of my own accomplishments? No. Fuck you, Rainbow Dash. You're the boastful one. Get out of here, you piece of shit. It's not fair.
Yeah. It was just like kind of bland, like, hey, it's me, like the person writing, I don't know who was writing, but it's just sort of like the jokes in between the stories were like, haha, this is my character type.
Yeah, like someone was writing it and just going off the character sheets that say like, oh, Rainbow Dash is the arrogant one, and so just wrote her like that, not paying attention to the context. I mean,
at this point
episode.
In like season 7, I can kind of forgive a writer coming in having not really watched the rest of the show enough to know how characters should have progressed.
I mean, is that even true? Who wrote this episode?
I don't know. I can imagine that they bring on new writers every season.
Yeah, we're probably wrong,
because that's sort of like a thing.
Yeah. But anyways, how did they even get out of the cave?
They
fell through a tunnel or something.
Yeah, it was weird. The cave kept going even though it didn't look like it at first, and then they decided to go deeper into the cave, and then they heard water, and then they followed the water, and then they went out of the waterfall. And I felt like why would they have these 3 stories and have them have nothing to do with the resolution of this Flider thing? Like, getting out of the cave had nothing to do with the stories they were telling. It was just wasting time, and here's some pony lore.
Yeah, at the very least they could have dug a trench like the guy in the story, and then that would have sort of had an impact on something.
Yeah, the only thing really that the stories did was that Rainbow Dash's one kind of calmed down Scootaloo. And that's it. That's the only one who had any sort of problem. This episode sucks.
What a piece of shit! Of the 2 camping episodes, I definitely liked the original one more.
Oh, yeah.
Because that one had the cool dream sequence, and
it had
was
Luna.
Like an actual episode.
Had Luna in it, I think.
Yeah.
Scootaluna. That was when she was like sleep deprived. Scootaloo was great in the first camping episode. I'm remembering. She was like falling all over shit, being a complete idiot.
Yeah. Now she's just pissing herself.
Now she has Rainbow Dash to calm her down. There's nothing interesting about her being scared in the camping site. just sort of like, oh, guys, I have a bad feeling about this.
Yeah, I think instead of just doing the episode about Scootaloo being scared and them telling stories, they should have focused on the fact that flighters exist, and that's horrific. They could have done a whole episode about hiding from those fuckers. And fighting them, or killing themselves, because there is no escape. And that could have been the last episode of the series. Like, we can't beat the flighters, we'll just have to die.
Where's the girls gone? They went up camping, and then everyone, like Twilight and Pinkie Pie and Fluttershy, they go up to see them, and then there's the skeletons. The flighters got to them.
Yes.
The whole cave became like Shelob's lair, and one of the flighters grew to like immense size, and it's like, oh shit, new villain.
The only villain to actually kill someone. And then the series could continue maybe with them just being skeletons, and it's the same.
Yeah, Twilight has a magic spell to bring them back, but I can't bring back your flesh, girls, I'm sorry. That's long gone.
Now that's the true My Little Pony. That's how it should be.
Yeah.
Okay, well that was an episode. I give it a C+.
I give it a hoof emoji. What's the / close bracket.
Yeah, so it's like one hoof bumping a C+. That's our scoring system. It makes sense. Okay, that's the end of that one. Goodbye.
Oh, go on the Patreon and all that.
Oh yeah, shit. Give us money or something.
Give us money. Be a $25 boy in the background. We will kiss you goodnight because you're on our crew. That's what it means.
Yeah.
Alright, I'm gonna stop recording.
Yeah.